There's absolutely no doubt that running in the heat and humidity is tough. But in today's video, I'm going to give you 25 tips that I've learned over the years in running in hot and humid conditions will allow you to get out and do your run both safely and comfortably. The first thing I must say is you've always got the option of running indoors. So whether that's on the treadmill or if you're lucky enough, an indoor running track. That may be your best option if it's just too hot and extremely humid. Time your run correctly. So the best time in the summer when the temperatures are hot are just before sunrise or just after sunset. And remember, work out how long you're going to be on your run. What time are you going to be finishing? What time of day will that be? And it's an obvious thing to say, but avoid 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. This is when the sun's at its hottest. Always plan your route before you run. So if you can, try and plan a route that has some shade, whether that's running under trees or next to tall buildings. Running in the shade is so much easier than running in the direct sunlight. Also, if you can, try and plan your route so you run past a shop, a supermarket or a petrol station. You never know, you might want to nip in for some extra hydration. And there's always the bonus of that beautiful aircon, and it just gives you a moment or two outside of the heat and humidity. Run with a group, especially on those long runs, for safety and morale reasons. There's nothing better when you're on a tough run in the heat and humidity and you've got fellow runners to support you and push you through. And you just never know, you may need their help. If you can't run in a group and you're running solo, make sure before you go on your run to tell somebody. Tell them what time you're going to run, where you're going to run, what time are you expected to be back, just in case. Safety first. Bring your mobile phone fully charged. You just never know when you may need to ring somebody for support. And here's a pro runner's tip. On an Instagram post, I asked runners what were their top tips for running in the heat and humidity. And none other than Ailish McColgan, one of the greatest runners of all time, responded. And you know what she said? Put your running t-shirt in a fridge or freezer the night before. Yes, in the fridge. And it's amazing. It may sound weird, but it really works. Putting on that ice cold running t-shirt just before you run just brings your core body temperature down and it feels amazing. And if it's good enough for Ailish, it's probably good enough for us all. Just a quick one before I start my run. And this is the only thing the YouTube running gods appreciate is if you watch the video in full. So if you found any value in this video so far, watch the video in its entirety. Give it a quick like and add a comment down below. What are your top tips for running in the heat and humidity? Share it with other runners. Can you tell I'm putting this run off? So next tip, dress appropriately. Wear light and bright. I may look like Banana Man today, but these clothes are light, breathable. Don't be wearing cotton and don't be wearing wool. So dress appropriately. You know it's going to be hot, so dress so you're going to feel comfortable. Don't forget to put the sunscreen on. Cover your whole body. There's loads of good sport sunscreens out there, so which are not too thick and put the high in SPF. Load your gear with ice. Put the ice in your pockets. Put it inside your cap. Get yourself a running belt. Fill it up with ice or hydration vest. Fill it up with hydration, but pack it full of ice. There's nothing better than running along feeling that cold ice melt on your body. Look, I'm already sweating and I've not even started my run. But remember to hydrate well in advance of your run. So if you're running in the morning, make sure the day before you hydrate yourself throughout the day. So little and often. Water, electrolyte. Don't leave it to the last minute. Don't leave it to the moment you start to run. It's going to be too late. You're going to be too thirsty. And if you're running in the evening, make sure on the day of your run, you do hydrate regularly. Pre-cooling before you run. Douse everything in water. Stand in front of the aircon. You want your core body temperature to be as low as it possibly can before you start to run. As soon as you start running in the heat and humidity, your core body temperature is going to rise and your body's going to be fighting to regulate it. So give it a head start. Pre-cool yourself before you run. Douse yourself in water. Pour water over yourself. Get your clothes really, really wet. Start your runs slower than you've ever ran before. Even walk for the first few minutes, just so your body gets used to the temperature. And then just gradually start your run and run it at a very, very slow pace. Even though you're not really concerned about pace, just run really slowly. Run to feel, not pace. My watch is telling me I've ran about 2 kilometers. I think at 6:30 per kilometre, but I'm not interested. I know I'm going to be slower when it's hot and humid, so I just ignore my watch. I'm just going to run to feel. My body is working overtime to keep me cool, to keep my core body temperature down. Lots of things are going on. I'm not interested in pace, so ditch the pace. Maybe even ditch your watch altogether. What I like to do in the summer months is run to time and not distance. So instead of going out for a 10-kilometre easy run, I just say I'm going to go out for about 45 minutes to an hour, and that's it. I don't really care how far I've ran, and like I say, I don't really care how fast or slow I've ran. So maybe run to time rather than distance. Your body doesn't know how far you're running. Your body just knows it's working hard. You're still going to get your run done, but you're going to get it done safely and comfortably. And most importantly, it's going to be a quality workout. You're going to complete your run. If you go out too fast in the heat and humidity, you're probably going to have to bail out, and then the run is a waste. So run really, really slow. Run, walk if you need to. So I'm already out of breath, sweating profusely, heart rate is high. This is absolutely normal. This is your body's attempt at trying to reduce your core body temperature, to cool you down, to protect your vital organs. So don't expect it to be easy running in the heat and humidity, because it's not. As you probably will know, it's normal. So bear that in mind. You're not going to lose any fitness when you run in the summer. You're still getting out, you're still getting the work done. And don't forget, it'll all pay dividends in the end. If you know you're not going to run past a shop or a petrol station, make sure you pack your own hydration. So get yourself a soft flask, or just buy yourself a bottle of water and carry it with you. Always drink on your run, little and often. And if you don't want to carry your own hydration, you may want to plan ahead. You may want to pre-position some hydration en route in a shaded area so you can easily pick it up once you're on your run. What I also like to do is, especially when I'm running solo, is use my car as an aid station. So I park my car roughly halfway. So then I've got easy access to all the goodies in the preloaded icebox. And a couple of minutes of sat in the car with the aircon blasting on you makes such a difference. Just gets your body cool and ready for the next part of the run. And a really great psychological tip that I do, especially when I'm on a long run, with the help of my car, about halfway through the run, especially if I'm on an out and back, I always have a change of shirt. There is nothing like getting out of that hot and sweaty and sticky shirt into a new, dry, clean and fresh shirt. I don't know whether it's a placebo, just makes such a difference. It just gives you a bit of a boost for the next part of your run. One thing I'm always looking for when I'm out on a long run in the heat and humidity is shade. And I'm not having any luck today. But if you can, try and identify shady bits under a tree or next to a wall or next to some buildings. Just hunt out the shade. You just want to try and get away from running on the road where the sun is just going to beam right back up at you. So as soon as we finish running, it's important to recover quickly. We need to drink our hydration, drop some electrolytes in here, some salt tablets, ice your body, throw water over yourselves, sit in an air-conned room, get in that ice bath, recover quickly, get your core body temperature down as quickly as you can. One thing that is so important is to watch out for the warning signs. Yes, we can manage to run in the heat and humidity, but we need to be aware of the risks. If you feel dizzy, nauseous, you're stopping sweating, you feel quite clammy, you feel faint-headed, you need to stop. So there are two things that could be starting there: heat exhaustion and heat stroke. So I'm going to put on the screen the difference. Both are serious conditions, and if left untreated can cause really, really bad damage. So it's really important that you understand the warning signs and act on them as soon as you can. There are no doubt benefits to running in the heat and humidity. Just imagine if you rock up to race day and it's a lot cooler, it's going to just feel so much easier to run. So yes, it's building toughness physically, what's going on inside your body, but it's also strengthening your mind for those tough runs, for those tough races. Some say that heat training is the poor man's altitude training. Well, there's recent research which suggests that may not be the truth. There are real advantages. Some of them I'm going to put on the screen here. So one final tip that I think runners of all abilities, wherever they are in the world, should do. That is to go on a first aid course. Most first aid courses have components that discuss the effects of running or exercising in the heat and humidity and what to do if you suffer from it yourself or you see somebody else. You just never know. When you're out on your training run or you're out on your race, you may see somebody in difficulty and you may be able to step in and help. So if you're new to this channel, my name is Paul, 10-time marathon runner. I'm just about to do my 11th marathon in southern Thailand in 2 months' time. If you want to follow me along on the journey, don't forget to click on that subscribe button. Give this video a like and drop a comment down below. So until the next one, safe and happy running.